The Galactic Council watched in wide-eyed horror as the security footage played. A sinister black warship tore through Vidian defenses like they were made of paper, vaporizing ships with weapons of immense power never before seen in the galaxy. Panicked arguments echoed through the council chamber. Representatives from a dozen spacefaring species shouted over each other. "It must be the Karathi! Who else would attack without warning or mercy?" accused the insectoid Vidian ambassador, his mandibles clicking furiously. "Impossible! The Karathi have been extinct for centuries," scoffed the purple-skinned Aldari councilwoman. "This is clearly the work of Zorgath raiders." As the bickering reached a fever pitch, an alert blinked on the screen. Another Vidian colony had just gone dark. Silence fell over the room as a terrible realization sunk in. None of them had any idea what they were truly facing. And whatever it was only getting started. Light years away, in Earth Command HQ, Captain Raymond Dixon read his mission briefing with a deepening frown. Dixon was a seasoned veteran, his face weathered by countless battles against hostile alien forces. But this was something new, something dangerous. Dixon's orders were clear. Take his advanced stealth frigate, the ESS Shadow, to the last known location of the mystery attacker. Find out who or what they were, and eliminate the threat by any means necessary. Dixon rounded up his crew, the best of the best. His XO, the unflappable commander Lance Harrington, tactical genius Lieutenant Jake McAvoy. Together, they set course for the ravaged edges of Vidian space. What they found sent chills down their spines. Shattered outposts, fields of debris that had once been proud Vidian warships. Scans showed residual traces of exotic particle beams and gravitic warheads, weapons far beyond any race's known capabilities. Survivors spoke of the attacking vessel with sheer dread in their voices, a black dagger bristling with gun ports, shields that shrugged off everything thrown at them, maneuverability that defied physics. This was no ordinary foe. Dixon had a sinking feeling this lone marauder was only the vanguard. A lone scout, testing Vidian defenses before the real invasion began. And with Earth's forces stretched thin across the stars, a new war now could mean the end of everything. They had to act fast. But as Dixon moved to engage the alien ship, the politicians waffled. On the Vidian homeworld, military advisor Alara pleaded for the High Chancellor to send every warship they had and destroy the invader. The Chancellor, though, hesitated, unwilling to commit to open warfare against an unknown enemy. While the high and mighty squabbled, Dixon knew every second of delay could cost countless lives. To hell with orders and chain of command. He'd find this mystery ship himself, hunt them to the ends of the universe if he had to. "Harrington, plot a course for their last known trajectory," Dixon growled. "McAvoy, ready weapons and shields. We're going in." The Shadow leapt into warp, racing towards a confrontation that would shake the foundations of the galaxy. All of civilization hung in the balance, and unbeknownst to any of them, this black ship of death was crewed not by Karathi or Zorgath, but by the newest spacefaring race in the galaxy. The warship that had the Galactic Council quaking in fear was of human design, and the humans were just getting warmed up. The ESS Shadow streaked through the void, sensors straining for any hint of the enigmatic alien warship. Captain Dixon stared at the readouts, his brow furrowed. "Anything?" he asked, not taking his eyes off the screens. "Wait, I'm picking up a faint energy signature bearing 275 Mark 6, reported the sensor operator. "It matches the residual traces from the Vidian outpost attack." Dixon's pulse quickened. "Helm, lay in a course, tactical, shields up, all hands, yellow alert." The Shadow banked hard, racing toward the distant contact. As they approached, a shape materialized on the interface. A ship, drifting aimlessly. Dixon frowned. It wasn't the warship, but a smaller civilian vessel, of the same alien design. "Scans indicate power fluctuations and hull breaches," said Commander Harrington, studying her own console. "No life signs." Dixon stroked his chin thoughtfully. This could be their first real lead. "Prep a boarding party. Marines, suit up. Harrington, McAvoy with me. Moments later, Dixon and his team materialized aboard the derelict, weapons drawn. Emergency lights flickered, casting eerie shadows. Bulkheads were scorched and dented, evidence of a fierce firefight. Spread out. Look for bodies, survivors, anything that can tell us who they were, Dixon ordered. They moved cautiously through smoke-filled corridors. Strange, angular script marked the walls. Unfamiliar technology jutted from every surface, sleek and advanced. In what looked like a control room, McAvoy pulled a damaged device from the wreckage. Captain, I've got something. A data core, I think. Good work. Let's get it back to the ship for analysis. Hours later, the Shadow's computer finished decrypting the alien files. Dixon pored over the translated text, his eyes widening. The Zaxari, he breathed. An ancient, hyper-advanced race. It says they're isolationists from the Galactic Rim, and they believe the younger species are a threat to be eliminated. Harrington looked grim. Starting with the Vedians. Then what? Us? The whole damn alliance? We have to warn Earth Command, the Council, whoever will listen, Dixon said. Helm, lay in a course for the Theta Reticuli outpost, maximum warp. In her lab on the Vidian homeworld, Alara stared in disbelief at the weapons analysis. Dark energy signatures, off the charts. Shields would be useless against firepower like that. High Chancellor, we must accelerate our research. Develop countermeasures, she urged over the comm. Do what you can, the Chancellor replied wearily. But if the humans cannot stop this Zaxari vessel... He left the terrible thought unfinished. Ilara set her jaw and turned back to her work, knowing that the survival of her entire species might depend on her. And in the cold depths of space, a sinister black dagger sliced through the stars, bringing death to all in its path. Oh. The ESS Shadow streaked through space, its engines burning hot as it raced toward the Theta Reticuli outpost. Captain Dixon paced the bridge, his face etched with worry. The weight of their discovery pressed down on him like a physical force. ETA to Theta Reticuli, 5 minutes, reported the helmsman. Dixon nodded. Comms. Prepare a priority 1 transmission to Earth Command. We need to warn them about the Zaxari threat. As the Shadow dropped out of warp, proximity alarms blared. A massive vessel loomed before them, dwarfing the outpost. Its black hull gleamed menacingly, overflowing with weapon ports. Evasive maneuvers, Dixon shouted. The Shadow banked hard, narrowly avoiding a barrage of energy beams that sliced through space where they had been moments before. The bridge rocked as return fire from the outpost's defenses lit up the void. Dixon gripped his chair, watching the battle unfold on the main view screen. The Zaxari ship shrugged off the attacks like they were nothing. Our weapons are having minimal effect, Captain, Lieutenant McAvoy reported, his fingers flying over the tactical console. Dixon clenched his teeth. Keep firing. We need to buy time for the outpost to evacuate. The Shadow darted and weaved through the firefight, its advanced stealth systems giving it an edge. But the Zaxari vessel was relentless, its weapons tearing through the outpost's shields. Captain, we're being hailed, Commander Harrington said. It's Admiral Summers. Dixon's eyebrows shot up, on screen. Admiral Summers' grim face appeared. Captain Dixon, your timing couldn't be better. We need you back in Sol system immediately. I'm transmitting coordinates for a top-secret facility on Phobos. Report there as soon as you shake that Zaxari bastard. Understood, Admiral. We'll be there, Dixon replied. The transmission cut out as another blast rocked the ship. Dixon turned to his crew. You heard the man. Let's finish this. Hours later, after a grueling battle that left the Shadow's hull scorched and systems strained, Dixon stepped off the shuttle onto Phobos. The secret facility was a hive of activity, personnel rushing about with urgent purpose. An aide led Dixon through winding corridors to a briefing room deep within the moon. Inside, he found Admiral Summers and a group of Earth's top military strategists hunched over holographic displays. Summers looked up, his face haggard. Dixon, good to see you made it. I'm afraid I have bad news. The admiral gestured to the displays, which showed a massive fleet of Zaxari ships moving through deep space. That Zaxari ship you encountered. It was just the beginning. Our long-range scans have picked up an armada unlike anything we've ever seen. They're coming, Dixon, and we're not ready. Dixon felt the blood drain from his face as he studied the readouts. The sheer scale of the approaching force was staggering. How long do we have? A grim-faced analyst spoke up. 6 months until they reach our outer colonies. A year, maybe less, before they hit Sol system. Summers placed a hand on Dixon's shoulder. That's where you come in, Captain. We're initiating Project Crucible. You're going to help us build a ship that can stand up to these bastards. Dixon looked around the room, taking in the determined faces of Earth's best and brightest. He nodded, squaring his shoulders. Where do we start?
You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel. And for every comment that says 88, I will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.